everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I hope you're having a fantastic day. As always, the place for good energy and having some fun. And today, a lot of people have been asking about Neo, and I'm going to bring him in. We are going to be talking about his weight loss journey. That's right, Neo has lost 9 pounds in a month and a half. Fantastic for him. And we are doing something called the green bean diet. So without further ado, let's get into this and let's get Neo in here, the star of the show, and talk about what he's doing to lose his weight. Neo, hey, there he is. So we're talking about the green bean diet. We're down here in the kitchen. You like your green beans? Oh, yes, you love your green beans, don't you? So the green bean diet is a diet where Neo, in case you don't know, Neo is 6 years old. And since he was born and we brought him here home with us, he has been on primarily a raw diet. Yes, I want kisses too. He's primarily been on a raw diet. We use primal raw. So that means he's eating raw food. And over the years, he's gained a little weight. He is an English lab, not an American lab. So they tend to have these big bucket heads, as you can see here, and be a little bit more big boned than American lab. And they tend to be more of a work dog than a dog that is going to run around a lot. So obviously he's gained a little bit of weight, and the vet wants to get him down. So we're doing what's called a 20-year program, or 20 pounds for 20 years, because we want this big lunk around for a while. And so we have started bringing his weight down, and I'm very proud of him because he's lost 9 pounds. He's doing good, but he's doing it with the green bean diet. So let's get into a little bit about what that is, and I can show you what we're feeding him. So the green bean diet involves taking no salt added. This is really critical, green beans, and adding them to the dog food. So instead of him eating his normal amount of raw food, I'm now giving him about 10 to 20% of that food in green beans. And if you do any research on the internet, you'll find that the green bean is a good dog for a dog to eat. Now, as always with this channel, whether it's financial advice, whether it's health advice, I am not a doctor. I am not a therapist. In fact, my profession is a coach and I help people, but I experiment a lot on myself and we do a lot of things myself. And I always suggest that you should go to your healthcare practitioner. Obviously, we're not talking about the green bean diet for you, but to your vet and your professional and ask them if it works for you. It's working for us in that we now have the scale, and I have the scale in house, and we're very serious about Neo's health and getting him healthy, and it works. So the green beans, as you can do your research on, do a great job of adding some low caloric fiber to the diet so that Neo feels that fullness while replacing some of the food. Now, some people say, well, why don't I just feed them all green beans? Well, they're not going to get the proper nutrition, and usually the recommended amount is 10 to 20% of their diet, then transfers to green beans. But again, I would tell you it's really critical that you use the no salt added. So basically, the feeding schedule for Neo is a little unique, and it's been since he's a puppy, since I work from home and I'm with him all the time. We wake up first thing in the morning and we go for a walk. We're now going for a run. I personally try to do 3 miles a day. I try to take Neo for a half a mile. Again, he's more of a work dog, not he's not a hunting dog or an American lab. He's more of a work dog. And so by getting him running, basically then he's moving a little bit and we're expanding more calories. Just as people, to lose weight, obviously we need to move more and eat less or eat higher quality food, and we're going to start to lose some weight. So we get up in the morning, that's step one. Step two then, as you can see here, is we then feed him at 10:30 and 3:30, and I typically give him a half a patty of a primal meal. And that half a patty is like a half a hamburger. So what I've done is I've cut that back a little bit and added green beans, as you can see here. Now, Neo, as he comes up here, you just want to be on the camera today, don't you? Good boy. As you can see, now Neo then eats at 10:30 and 2:30, a lot less food, and then he's getting these green beans. And that's our focus then, is to eliminate that. His final measure is I do a little bit of kibble. I'm not a big kibble fan, but we do a little kibble. And the kibble that we're using is Origin, kind of a lower fat overweight kind of dog food. So he gets a cup of that at the end of the day. And basically the reason I do that is because labs traditionally, especially English labs, have a empty gut problem, and they can have some problems at night if they don't have food in their belly. And so that is a little bit better way to dissolve his food. Now, if you've watched my channel for years, I talked a little bit about the raw diet in dogs, and I can go into more in depth of this. This is the first dog that I've ever done that's really I've tried this with, and he's so soft, his temperament is just off the charts, and I really feel it has to do with the raw diet. He does real well on it. But what you don't want to do is mix the kibble and the raw. Some people get the raw and they'll mix it with the kibble, and that's actually not good. They digest differently in the dog's stomach. But the green beans work great. So the green beans I replace with the raw, as you can see, and then he just eats that up. So step one then was to get out and start moving a little bit. Step two is to start to replace 10 to 20% of the diet with green beans. And step three is then lose the weight, which we are down now 11 pounds. I'm sorry, 9 pounds on our way to 20. So we got 11 more pounds to go over the next couple months. We don't want drastic weight loss. We want to do it over gradually, but we are getting there. And finally, like I said, I would like to mention that, again, you know, with any of these type of things with your pet's health, it's good to have a great doctor. I'm very fortunate that I have a great veterinarian. We've tested Neo for thyroid. He does have a little bit of a thyroid issue, so we have him on a minimal dosage of thyroid medicine, and we're really monitoring him. Just like myself, I believe in, you know, checking your blood, you know, getting that annual blood checkup every 6 months, knowing where you're at, and really getting that inside indicator so that you can educate yourself on your health. If you have an animal or a dog or you have other animals, it's great to get your own education and learn, and then have your stable of what we call trusted advisors around. They're going to help guide you and point you in the right direction to make sure that your dog is as healthy as possible. If you're anybody like, you know, anything like me, you know, I've had dogs all my entire life, and there's nothing worse than the end of life with a dog. I mean, it is just one of those things that, you know, we as humans, you know, have such a hard time dealing with that when you are, you know, at the end of life. And anything we can do to increase the quality of life of your dog is going to be something you can do. The final thing that I do with big dogs such as Neo is I use a product, and I'll grab it here, called Glycoflex. And this is something else that I add to his diet. And we give these as treats, basically 3 of them a day. And this is his glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM, antioxidants, and pernamuscle. And basically what this does is help with the hip issues later on in life. There's an old adage with food, and I think it's important, and on this channel, as we start to expand and go in other directions, is you're going to pay for it either now or then. So a lot of people say, well, good food is expensive. Yeah, but also our vet bills later on. And same thing for you, good food is expensive. Even though I'm going to show you some things on this channel, how I do it, where I eat really high quality proteins for less expensive amounts of money, and I want to share that with you, because everybody says, oh, it's cheaper to just eat out. No, I'm going to show you that it's actually cheaper to eat in, and I'm going to bring that to you and some of the things I do. But I do add this and supplement to his diet. And I think, you know, as we get into health, and again, I think this is something people are asking because I'm 52 and they say, gosh, how do you stay in the shape that you're in? Well, I really believe in eating properly and then supplementing properly with the things that you don't get, and then managing yourself and making sure you're keeping your weight is good. And again, my job with Neo is understanding, hey, we're starting to put on a little too much weight. He's 6 years old, English lab, going to get big. His dad was 120 pounds, but we want to keep him about 100 to 105 because his body's going to work better, and we're going to do that together. And we're doing that with the green bean diet. Once we get down to that maintenance weight, then I can take the green beans out, start bringing the food in, you know, getting it back to where it is and maintaining his weight and making sure that he's living that quality of life that he deserves as somebody that's given me the energy that I love in my life. But I do recommend supplementing, again, talking to your healthcare practitioner to make sure, which would be your vet, what is best and what is the best pattern for your dog so you don't have to pay more later. As always, I appreciate you being here. If you're loving this comment, hey, hit that like button. It's important for me to know because we're changing this channel to more of a variety channel about things that are going in my life, kind of a vloggy channel. And you know, YouTube a lot of times doesn't like that algorithm, and that's okay because I'm here to meet cool people like you and have some fun. And you watched it in this video, and it means so much to me, and I appreciate you. This is a place for good energy. We talk about tech. We talk about nutrition. We talk about all different types of things. But really, at the end of the day, I want you to have some great energy so that you can have the quality of life that we're trying to do and give to others. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, right? We want that life to be quality day in and day out, not of suffering. And that's really what we're doing here with what I call a community more than a channel. Again, thanks for watching. Until the next video, thank you for the support, and we'll see you later right here on this channel. Community, not a channel.